Let's talk for a little bit about the oxygen mask when it comes down from the ceiling. Now, that's an unfortunate event, and nobody ever wants that to happen. But if it should happen in flight, there's a couple of other things that will take place at the same time. Now, you either have lost pressurization in the airplane, and it can be done slowly. When the cabin altitude goes above 10,000 feet, that's when those masks drop down. The other way to do it is if I reach up and I push the button in the cockpit that drops what we call the rubber jungle throughout the airplane, and all of them come down. I can do that if for some reason they didn't come down, but they need to. The most likely scenario is what's called an explosive depressurization. Now, what is that? The airplane loses pressurization in less than 3 seconds. If that happens, every little bit of dust and dirt and everything on the airplane immediately gets thrown into the air. Also, a little cloud of fog kind of goes through the airplane. It's instantaneous. It'll be over in a couple of seconds, but all of that stuff takes place. So you'll be sitting there like that's trying to wipe your eyes, all the dust and dirt, and the rubber jungle is hanging down in front of you. Now, the flight attendant told you at the beginning of the flight while you were checking your Facebook feed to pull that mask firmly towards you. Why firmly toward you? Well, firmly is really super important because there's a little plastic pin attached to your mask that starts the flow of oxygen. In other words, when those masks come down, the oxygen doesn't begin flowing immediately. You've got to pull it towards you and pull that little pin out. One of the other things that's important is to put it over your nose and your mouth. Don't put it over your mouth because most people are nose breathers. You're going to continue to breathe nothing because the cabin is out of oxygen. You got to put it over both your nose and mouth. And one other final thing that you'll notice is, let's say you're seated at a row of 3 people, but 4 masks drop down. Why is that? Is it in case one of the masks doesn't work? Nope, not at all. It's in case there's a lap child at that seat and you want to have oxygen for that 4th passenger, your child for sure. All right, that's why they don't put more than 1 lap child per row. Now you know. I'm Captain Steve. Fly safe.